Bitachon. The topic is the plane gets us there, not the ticket. In this wonderful book, we come up with some amazing examples that discuss with us as to whether, when you're in a situation where we want to catch the plane and we're running and we're flying and we're trying to catch the flight and we feel like we're going to miss it, things might come in the way. You need to have a COVID vaccine. You need to have an exemption. You need to have a visa, whatever it is. And we're so concentrated on the things that might block us from getting on that plane, but we don't realize that the only thing getting us to the destination is the plane itself. What does this mean? This means that in life, for any situation we might find ourselves in, we have to do our part, which is the ticket, the passport, the COVID test, whatever it is. And then with God's plan, if it's meant for you to be on that plane, you will be on that plane, right? So what that means is that getting on, doing everything to the buildup of getting onto that seat is our hishtadlut. It's our action. It's our plan. It's our ability to do our part. And if we do our part, then we might have a chance at giving God the opportunity to make things happen. For example, I was once, getting ready to go on vacation to Jamaica with my family, and we prepared. Everything was ready, and I get to the gate, and they tell me, "Sorry, but the airline requires you to do a COVID test." And I said, "What? What do you mean? I was on the Jamaica immigration website, and there was no such requirement. Why is it that all of a sudden now there's this requirement by the airline?" It was JetBlue Airlines. They said, no, JetBlue requires this COVID test. Not even though it's not required by the country where you're going to, you need to have it for the airline. So I said to myself, oh my God, I'm here with my family. The baby's crying. We're all packed up. We're all ready to go. It was not meant to be for me to be on that plane on that day. So I did my part, I did the best I can. Yet I went ahead and I said to myself, you know what? Let me try and go catch the next flight. So I went, thank God I got onto the next flight the next day. Turns out that I had tons of things that came up for work that day. Things that if I would have been on the plane, I would have missed out on opportunities. And God planned it that way. God planned it that I'm not going to fly that day. I'm going to go the next day. So we have to, whenever we have these challenges and we can't get onto the plane, or we have the challenges that, business is not going as well as usual, we have to stay calm. We have to stay relaxed. And that we have to realize that we did our part. In this past week's parsha, we learned, amazing test that happened to Avraham. What happened was he was crossing the desert, and now he gets to, the Egyptians, and he had to at that point realize, oh my God, if I say that Sarah is my wife, they're going to kill me, because if they find out that we're married, they're going to want to wed her, and they'll kill me, and it's over. So he came up with the idea of saying, this is my sister. At that very moment, it was the biggest test as to whether he's going to give up and just let let the Egyptians take his wife, or if he's going to be trusting in God. Imagine that he did his part. He said, this is my sister, because he didn't want them to think that it's the wife, to take her away. He stayed calm. They took her, and what ended up happening, he went ahead and she came out of the Egyptians' hands with wealth, with a whole bunch of gifts and money and everything. So at first start, he might have thought, oh my God, my life is over. They're taking my wife. I'm done. But at that very moment, Abraham had trust in God. And this was a huge test of Bitachon as to how is he going to react, but he had to do his part. He had to come up with this strategy and learn to let go. Say, okay, Egyptians, you want to take her, take her. I can't do anything more. At that moment, it's in the hands of Hashem. It's in the hands of God to really make things happen. Thank you very much. So don't forget that every single thing happens for a reason. If you enjoyed this class, please like, subscribe, and looking forward